Is it gonna stay? Is it gonna stay? Okay, there it is. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Krystal McSkeez's Smoke Sessions, bitches. 'Tis I, Krystal McSkeez, reaching out to you. What's your man? I am in Cerritos right now. Yeah, it looks kind of dope, actually, like that male part. Okay, anyways. So, right now I'm waiting for Raymond. He's at the dentist right now. He had to get the fucking shit done on his teeth. The fucking shit done on his teeth. And... sorry. Some girl like complimented my hair today, and I'm like, what does it even really look like? And I'm like, I guess it looks okay. But yeah, no, I was like, it's supposed to be all this color on top, like that's the aquamarine. And I'm like, and see, then I have the blue on this side. She's like, oh, and then she's like, how do you do split dye? And then all these things. So I had to give her a nice little bit of information there because I went to go pick it. So I went to go pick up Raymond's fucking jerseys because tomorrow's a Niners game. So we're wearing our Niners jerseys, and he got his jersey, the Niners one, his Dodgers one cleaned. So he did that. And then for me, I fucking, yeah, my stepdad gave him a jersey, and I was like, I'll wear it, and we could just fucking match. And he's like, that's fine. I'm like, great. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to our friend Nick and Sarah's house tomorrow for a day. Oh! I should have bought, oh, that's cute. I should have bought a fucking notebook. I need to buy a notebook. Probably not from fucking Walmart, though. I just had to buy some fucking tampons because I just started fucking bleeding. Oh my god. So, yesterday, Raymond went to work. Yesterday was Friday. Yes. Okay, so, Thursday was his day off, and we went up to Santa Monica because it was just a super fucking nice day outside. So we like walked up and down the pier, fucking bullshitted, smoked, had a super great time, and then went to go drink with his mom. Drank with his mom. Oh, drink with his mom, went home, and then made ribs. So we're making ribs, we're drinking, everything is fun. I put on my red bodysuit, and it looks amazing. I might even just send your post a fucking ass shot of how great my fucking ass looked in it. And I actually was super satisfied with that because lingerie is everything. I'm gonna tell him to take some fucking pictures of me in it tonight too. So anyways, fucking, yeah, so that was Thursday, and then Friday, Ray had to go to work, so he left in the morning, and then I'm like, alright, well, what I'm gonna do is, I am going to, what is the word? I'm gonna go on a hike, right, because when we went to Santa Monica, we ended up eating at Bubba Gump's because it was like the only restaurant on the fucking like pier that I trusted, and I'm like, really, all I want is some calamari. Like, that's it. Like, I get to some calamari and have a drink, and it'll be great. And he's like, let's do that. So that's what we did. He got a po' boy. I had a whole plate of calamari to myself, and it was like a calamari combo plate. There were some other things that were fried on there, but it was all really good. We got fucking a drink each, enjoyed the fucking view, and then called it a day, right? And then we dipped out from there. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, because we were making ribs. Yeah, so we left, went and bought ribs. I don't know. What the fuck am I doing with this? Oh yeah, Friday. Let's talk about Friday. So, yeah, so I felt hella fat after eating that, right? Like, my stomach was super upset. Like, I was having stomach problems all the next morning. And I'm like, it's because I just ate hella fried food, and I'm not, like, super not used to eating all of that anymore. Like, fried food and I don't have hella shit that's fried, right? It's just not a thing. So my stomach was all fucked up the next day. And so, so I was like, I want to go on a hike. And he was like, you want to go on a hike? I'm like, yeah, I want to go on a hike with, like, a view. He's like, go to Palos Verdes, whatever the fuck it's called, right? And I'm like, okay. And I looked it up, right? And it looked super dope. So I fucking made my way out there. It was, like, a nice little hour drive. Got there, took a fucking stroll. It was, like, a perfect day. Like, I thought I was gonna have to, what is the word? Here, hold on, these fucking windows, get some fucking air in here. I thought I was gonna have to, like, wear a jacket, right? I had a windbreaker in my fucking jacket, or in my backpack, and, like, some waters, and everything was fine. And so I get there, Ray calls me, and I'm like, hey, what's up, babe? He's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? And he was just like, I'm in hell pain right now. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, what's wrong? He's like, my tooth that I chipped like a few months back, right? He's like, it's hella hurting me right now. And I'm like, oh, is it? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, fuck, what are you gonna do? He's like, I already called my fucking job and told them, like, that I need to get this taken out, like, today. And so they were like, all right. Like, I guess they had, like, another person in the area, so he was able to just, like, hand off his shit. And then I was like, well, should I just fucking leave? Should I just go home? I'm like, what's up? I'm like, it's gonna take me an hour to get home. He's like, no. He's like, I still have, like, 2 more things to do before I can't breathe right now. I don't know what my problem is. Because I have, like, 2 more things to do before I have to head back. And even when I head back, it's gonna take me 2 hours. Okay, that's fine. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do this, like, little trail. I'm like, it looks super small. It doesn't look like it's a big thing, so I'm just gonna do that. Because I had driven all the way there, right? I had driven all the way there, and I'm like, well, I don't want to just drive out here for nothing. And I'm like, well, should I wait to have lunch with you? He's like, babe, I'm not gonna see you for, like, another, like, 3.5 hours. He's like, just do what you gotta do. And I'm like, okay. So I did that, right? I, like, went on this little stroll. It was, like, this little, like, path. There was, like, this conservation, I don't know, there was a center that was there, and it was closed, the San Vicente something center, and it was closed, but, like, there's a trail that takes you all along the coast, right? So I was walking, I'm like, dude, this is super nice. It was super beautiful outside, and I'm mad because I was like, it's gonna be windy, I'm not gonna bring my pipe with me, right? And it was such a nice day out that they legit, like, I could have held the flame open, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been a perfect time, and there were benches all over the place, so I'm gonna do that next time, to just, like, smoke a bowl and just, like, appreciate the scenic fucking views, right? So I went over there, and then I walked the trail probably for, like, 45 minutes, probably for, like, 30 minutes in one direction, and then I walked back in the same direction, because I was like, fuck, like, the house is a mess, right? Like, we barbecued the night before, we got drunk the night before, and we fucking, like, I was just like, I'm not cleaning shit tonight. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow, it's not a big deal. And he was like, you said it. And I'm like, fuck. So yeah, so that happened. So so that happened. Yeah, so I had my fucking, like, hour and a half out there, and then I was like, I really want, like, a sandwich, like a nice sandwich, right? Sorry, I was going through some things in my head. And I got my sandwich, and it was amazing. And the little Oh, yes. The little Italian delicatessen that I went to. I got like a club sandwich because I hell wanted one of those, and then I got a crab salad, and then I got a peace tea, and it was delicious, and I was very happy with that. And I ended up and then I ended up driving home after that. Oh, what did I do? Oh, yeah, right. And then I realized that I was in the city of Torrance, right? So when you're in Torrance, there's only one thing for you to do. And that's go to King's Hawaiian Bakery. So I went there and I'm so mad. I ordered 3 slices of cake. I ordered a guava slice, the paradise slice, and then this other slices they recommended, right? And then as I got my order, she said something about they're all in one box. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Thanks, have a great day. And I'm like walking out, and I didn't even check the box, right? Because I'm an idiot. I get home, which is like 20 minutes away. I open the box, and there's only 2 slices in there. And I'm like, fucking bitch. Fuck. And because as I'm walking out, she could have been like, hey, hold on just 1 second, right? Not like not anything. And so that was it. It was whatever. So yeah, so I got home, said ramen, the slices, all of these things. What did we do last night? What the fuck did we do last night? I don't know what we did when... Oh, that's what happened. Okay, that's what happened. So, I get home and Ray is there, and he's like, I'm gonna get ready to go to the dentist. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. I'm like, I'm gonna take a shower, and then after I take a shower, I'm gonna clean. He's like, okay, that's fine. And so I go take a shower, I come out, he gives me a kiss, he goes fucking to the dentist. I'm like hell lazy, right? And I'm like, dude, do I clean first and then take a nap? Or do I fucking take a nap first and then wake up and then clean? And I'm like, bitch, just get the shit over with, right? So I did. Hold on. Sorry, like, my body needs to know that, like, I have oxygen. Because I feel like I'm suffocating all the time. Anyways, it's anxiety. I don't know what the fuck this person is doing. Oh, it's stupid. What an asshole that guy is. That guy was an asshole. And so, Ray's at his dentist appointment. I clean up the kitchen. And then I'm done, I go lie down, and I take a fucking nap. And then he calls me, and, he wakes me up, and I'm like, hey, he's like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, nothing. I'm like, why, what's up? And then he was just like, I'm gonna stop by my mom's house, then I'm gonna go home. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. He's like, did you even clean? And I'm like, oh, fuck, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna do that right now. And he was just like, and then he hung up on me, right? And so he gets home and I'm just like lying there. And I'm like, am I gonna go back to sleep? And I'm like, I don't think I am. I'm like, I think I'm fine. And so I don't go back to sleep. I'm just lying there. And then I hear him pull up, right? So then he pulls up and I act like I'm asleep, like this, on the couch. And then he walks in and he's like, must be nice. My struggle is very real, you guys. That girl is wearing a mini skirt and fucking heels. And it's like, you're going to Fridays, bitch. Relax. Anyways. So, I'm such an asshole. So, he walks in, and he goes, okay. He walks in, he looks right in the kitchen, and then he like walks over. He's like, let me take a look. He turned on the light, and then he's just like, you're lucky. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm like, what? You know? And then he was like, oh, I just went to my mom's house, and he was like, I'm walking in the back. He's like, and they're like, Krystal. And then my mom sees it's me, and she's like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, thanks, mother, right? And I'm like, yeah, because everyone loves me, right? Like, for the most part, everyone hates Krystal. People who are haters, right? But people who are good, positive people, right? Like they're all about that. They're all about the love and everything, and I love them for that. So, he was just like, yeah, they want you to go over, and I'm like, huh, like I wanted to just be chill and be lazy. Like we had like a rack and a half of like leftover ribs. I was just ready to like rent a movie. Oh, because Dune is like $5.99 to rent right now, and I was ready to do that. And he was like, well, let's just go say hi really quick. Come on, let's go. Don't be fucking. He's like, you're on vacation. And it's like, because the only person that I can drink with is my fucking mother-in-law, right? Is my mother-in-law. And so so I get dressed, and I gotta wear my leather jacket, right? I'm so excited about that. Gotta wear my leather jacket, and and then we go over there. And I get there, and everyone's great, and I'm like super glad that I went. Like I got so fucking drunk last night, oh my gosh. I fucking we're all just happy and smoking and drinking and fucking talking. Well, I'm smoking by myself because Ray's like, he couldn't smoke because his tooth was all fucked up. And it was me and Mom Rose and her friend Sylvia and her friend Claudia. And we're just getting drunk. You're fucking just getting drunk, just fucking bullshitting. And then, I don't know how many great bombs in we are, but suddenly I notice Raymond is not anywhere to be found, right? I'm like, okay, so he was by my side the whole night, right? I just remember like reaching out and grabbing his hand and like holding his hand, and we're just like squeezing and all of these things, and then it wasn't like that. And then I was like, well, where'd he go? And I go inside, I'm like, I gotta pee, Mom Rose. Like, okay. And I fucking go take a piss. And then I go check his old room. He's not there. I go check Mama Rose's room. I go check Mama Rose's room. I go check Mama Rose's room on her bed, and he's not there either. Then I go check the couch in the living room, and he's not there. And I'm like, hella drunk, like, where the fuck is he? And like, I had my phone on me, and I'm like, I'm going home, right? So I walk my drunk ass home, and I'm like walking up, and this motherfucker, the lights are on in the house, his car's pulled up in the driveway, and I walk in, and he has like a whole pot of fucking rice-a-roni fucking on, and I'm like, what? And then he has like fucking like hella ribs with hella barbecue sauce on them, fucking like on a pan, fucking that just came out of the oven, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he was just like, what are you, he's like, you said you were gonna walk. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, I didn't even know you were gone. Like, I just fucking, I was like, I went looking for you, and you were just not there. I'm like, so I walked home. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then, like, I don't know what happened, but he went and sat down. No, he went and lied down, and he was just like, oh, he's like, he went to the bathroom, and then he went to the bathroom, and I was like fucking the ribs up, right? I just remember eating hella ribs, and then And then, like, fucking, like, being like, where the fuck is he? I, like, cleaned up and everything, like, cleaned up my face and, like, wipe everything off, like, my hands and shit, and, like, drink some water. I grabbed a water bottle and, like, turned everything off and walked to the room, and there he was, passed the fuck out. And I'm like, move, you're in the middle of the bed. And then that was it. That's all I remember. And then I woke up this morning feeling super good. No, I woke up probably at like 2 or 3 because Raymond was up. And he was up because his tooth was hurting him. And so he's like, where's the Advil? Or I had extra strength Tylenol. And he was like, oh, I don't know. Or I was like, oh no, it's in my car or something. Or no, it's on the counter because I brought it in from my car. And so he took those, and then he fucking lied back down. And then we were both up by, like, I want to say 5. 5, we were just fucking up. And then we were just lying in bed, and then we watched Ozarks, like 2 episodes there. And then he has this tendency of migrating to the living room. And I'm like, we're comfortable here, we're under a blanket, like, why do we have to move? And then we did. And so that's just what it was. Yeah, it was a thing. And then this morning we wake up and he takes some Advil, eats some ribs, we smoke, we do some art. And that's what it was. I spent probably fucking 10 minutes on this trying to yawn, you guys, and I'm so sorry. Like, honestly, I have hell of anxiety right now, and I don't know what it is. Ray's like going under anesthesia, and I just had like one of my neighbors go under anesthesia and like die on the table, and I'm like, oh my god, Raymond! And it's just like, it's very nerve-wracking. I just need him to call me and be like, hey babe, you can come pick me up. It's like, yes, I'm right here, thank you. Because I honestly should have went home. He's like, it's only like an hour, and I'm like, okay, well, there's a Walmart right here. I need to buy some fucking tampons, I was gonna look for some fucking great vodka for his mom, and there's Petco, right? And I was gonna fucking make my way over there and see how much they're selling fucking snakes for these days. But when I bought my first snake, I went to like a local reptile shop in Berkeley. Went to a local reptile shop in Berkeley and picked it up there. And I was really glad that I did that because Desiree was such a great fucking snake. She was just so fucking chill. Like, she was just living a great life. And I love her. So, that's all. I remember I had her like in a small tank when I first got her because she was little. And then the minute I put her in a bigger tank, she like stretched out like fucking 1.5 feet. And then she started thickening up. Yeah, she did that, bitch. God, I fucking loved her. God, I fucking loved her. It's funny. It is funny. Gosh, Raymond just packed me like the worst bowl. I don't think he even ground up the fucking trees. Oh, so today I ended up going to Walmart, and some little girl, I was walking outside and everyone was ignoring her, just like not even making eye contact. So I walked out and I made eye contact as soon as the doors opened. And she smiled and she was like, hi, would you like to buy a candy bar? And I was like, I don't have any cash on me. And I was just like, but I hope you have a super good day. She was like, I accept Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. And I'm like, girlfriend, all right, I got you. I'm like, I'll buy a candy bar. I'm like, I could Zelle you, I could Venmo you, it's all good. She's like, okay. So I fucking picked up this little candy bar that I swear used to be $1.50. Fucking inflation, these things are $3 now. But you know, I'm glad that I could help her, because she was out there just doing it, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta give credit to these little kids. Like, there are other things that they could be doing, and she looked like a little girl who was just out there, you know, for her little school fundraiser. So good for her, because where else are you gonna sell them at? No one, you can't go to your neighbors anymore, you know what I mean? Like, most parents are working from home these days, so it's just a different type of thing. I can color my hair again. I told the girl when I went to pick up the dry cleaning, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, see how it's like green? I'm like, it's supposed to be this teal color on top. It's aquamarine. And she's just like, oh. She's like, it looks really good though. She's like, how often do you color it? I'm like probably like every 3 weeks. I'm like, I might due for a coloring. I colored it. Oh yeah, it's already been about 3 weeks. Say I came out here, the last time I came out here, I did the teal side, because I was like, this blue side, it's just a forever color. Like, it's still blue. Like, hell blue. So, and I only use like half of what is it called? I use about two now, 2.5 on my teal side. But on my blue side, I'm only using a little bit. So, it's kind of worked out, because Ray gets his tooth fixed and he gets to call out of work tomorrow. And he gets to watch the Niners play. So, I'm going to need... I'm going to need to buy... when I get to a comfortable place in life, I'm buying us season tickets to the Niners games. And, I'm... Sorry, I thought I heard a cat. It's like, let me run that fucking bitch over. Just kidding. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I'm very excited. The brain. It's incredible how many things can go on there at once. Seriously. Yeah. Things I need to do with my life. Things I need to do with my life are X, Y, and Z. Resume things not happening until next Thursday. And these are just the things that we're doing and that we're dealing with here. I just had a cop ride by, and I'm like, I'm making my little like YouTube video, but I'm also smoking pot. Like, just leave me alone, and it's fine, and everything will be okay, because that's just what it is. Yeah. Don't you have other things to do? Yes, no, maybe so. And it's the LA sheriff is what it is. So let's just see how things end up going over here. I'm just being paranoid right now because he just went on the other side of whatchamacallit. But it's fine. It's called better being safe than sorry, you assholes. Maybe one day. You know, actually, I would really like... You know what you have to do? You have to have funding. because then you could put... Oh, Raymond's calling me. Gotta go.